Okay guys, so here we are in round 6 of the Vintage Premier event, and we are in a play and win situation where we're going to be in the top 8 if we win, and if we lose we're out. So pretty good situation to be in. So we're playing against KowalLazy, and we've played this guy before, and he was on UR Delver, young Pyromancer build. No idea what he's playing today, but we have won the die roll and we're going to take her in. Just having a little bit of banter back and forth with my opponent. We've played each other on a few different occasions in daily events and two-mans, so yeah, let's see what we get. And I think this is a pretty good opener. Unfortunately, we don't have any big turn one play. We're just chatting some more here. No, I'm not going to mulligan this. My opponent has mulliganed. Okay, so I think what we're going to do here is we're going to just get down a Mox Jet. And we're going to play an Ancient Tomb here. Do I play the Tomb? I don't actually think it's necessary to do so. I think we'll just play the Thorn here. No reason to plunk ourselves for 2 damage, and we protect our stronger land here in the Ancient Tomb in the event we get hit with a Wasteland or something like that, which hopefully we don't. So my opponent has played a Scalding Tarn. So I suspect he is playing UWR, or Red-Blue Delver. I think we're just going to try and jam the Lodestone here. I don't see why not. He may have a Force, but he doesn't. So that's very, very good news for us, because we're going to be able to follow this up with a Tangle Wire likely. Okay, so we did get a Mox, which is solid. Five mana. So, yeah, unfortunately we can't attack as well. I am going to just try and get a Tangle Wire into play here. And hopefully it gets in, because the Tangle Wire will be pretty significant if we can land it. Let's hope it gets in. And it does. Alright, so everything is going pretty swimmingly right now. Hopefully we draw a Workshop here. Our opponent really has a lot of land here. He's doing quite well. Here's the thing. Do I hit him for 9 damage? I think I do, because it puts him on lethal next turn. We're going to tap down 3 of his lands. Hopefully he does not have another one. Yeah. I mean, I could Sphere of Resistance him here, but I lose a significant amount of damage by doing so. The only thing is if he's got a Lightning Bolt and he's got a land, he can actually kill my Lodestone Golem. No, I think we just have to actually attack here. I mean, it puts pressure on him. Okay, so he's at 6 life here. Hopefully, he just taps down, and hopefully he doesn't have a land here. That's key. Okay. Okay, guys, so we're playing against Red-Blue Delver. I don't know if my opponent's actually playing Wastelands in his deck or not. I don't have any recollection if he has them. However, I think I'm just going to leave things as is. I don't know if he actually plays a green splash or not for out of the board for Ancient Grudge and Trigon Predator, but I will leave a Singleton Duplicant in there for that reason. Yeah, I think this is fine. Let's see if we can get her done, guys. It's certainly not a stellar hand, but I think it's keepable. And who's to say we won't draw a Mox or a Workshop here on turn 1? Hopefully this is not a... Okay, Merchant Scroll. So he's probably just going to go for an Ancestral Recall. And that pretty much dictates what our next play is going to be. We are going to put the Chalice at 1. Great draw for us there. Yeah, I mean, I just think we've got to... I think I'm going to protect my Workshop here and just set the Chalice out at 1 and hope that it lands. And if it doesn't, then we'll deal with it. Do we want to do that, though? So does he have a Force of Will? That's the question. Yeah, and he does. So this literally almost negates his... like, I'm actually really quite fine with that because it almost negates his Ancestral Recall to some extent, right? Because he just pitched 2 cards and this, and he pitched a Force of Will as well as a Merchant Scroll to get the Ancestral Recall. So, I don't know. To me, it seems, you know, not that great, but... So, our opponent has shown that he's got a lot of lands this game. However, he did not actually play a land that turn. So, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to try and get a Chalice out here again at 1. It's very good against his deck. And hopefully he doesn't have a Force of Will there. And I am going to Wasteland him and take away his only blue source. And hopefully that's good enough for us to get down our Lodestone Golem and yeah, go to town on him. That is the goal. Well, he's got blue mana now, so hopefully that's not a Jace. Because this will go the wrong way for sure if he's got a Jace here. Okay, Baleful Strix is a good card. Obviously, we have methods to deal with that in the Staff and Nin. As long as this isn't a Jace, we're alright. Okay, Gifts Ungiven is definitely good. Well, he certainly made himself a nice pile here because, unfortunately, I think we have to give him Time Walk and we have to give him Force of Will. We cannot give him Tinker. And I don't think we can give him Dak Faden, even though he can't cast Dak Faden right now. I just think it's too high risk, and the card will just kill us if he gets it. So we're going to give him a Time Walk and a Force of Will, which is certainly a reasonable play for him. Well, we've got a Force of Will here, or a Wormcoil Engine. Excuse me, a Force of Will. I wish we had a Force of Will. Let's try and jam our Lodestone here. He's got the Force of Will. We know that already. Okay. So what did he pitch? Another Force of Will. Okay. Pretty good card. Okay, Time Walk, yep. Obviously this is not the most ideal situation, but I still think we've got some pretty good game going here, and if we can somehow land... oh, wow. He's drawing a lot of cards here. Hopefully we can... Wow. All right. Well, this game is definitely looking more ominous for us, for sure. But we have to try and jam a Staff of Nin here, I do believe. Yeah, I mean, he's got an active Force of Will in his hand for sure. Not much we can do about that. Or he could pay for a Force of Will, no problem. So let's see if we get our staff through here. That would be pretty nice. And we did. And I'm just going to nuke this thing. Actually, there's no need to do that right now. And if this hangs around, I feel like we have a pretty good chance. He's at 14 life. We're at 10. And, okay. Certainly drawing a lot of cards here. He got himself up with the library, which is solid. So, really got to hope he doesn't have a Dak Faden here. If he does, we're in big trouble. Okay, so he's got the Ingot Chewer. Very solid. We're going to have to take his Baleful Strix away. And that's fine. Hopefully we draw a Cavern of Souls here would be good. Okay. Let's see if we can get this guy through. He will certainly help us in the long run here if we can keep him around. Really just have to hope he doesn't have a Dak Faden. If he does, we're definitely in trouble. So I feel like our opponent's definitely pulling away here. Yes, he's got a Demonic Tutor here, and he's going to go get a Dak Faden, which is just going to kill us. There's nothing we can do against a Dak Faden. Oh, Yogg will. Okay, so he can just hard cast the Dak Faden. Alright, so we can concede that game. We're not going to get there in that one. Alright. Well, Yogg will is definitely a scary card there for sure. I don't know if we want to have a duplicant in here. I mean, he does have a Tinker. Yeah. I think we just leave it as it is, guys. And, yeah, let's see if we can get into top 8. Okay. This is a little bit of a slow hand. But I am going to keep it against my better judgment here. We do have the Mox. And let's see what happens here. I mean, the question is, do we want to play a Sphere of Resistance? And I'm not sure that we really do, because it really puts us behind, right? Next turn I can't actually cast anything, so... yeah, I think I am going to play the Sphere here. Let's just see what happens. If he forces it or something, then I'm okay with that. But we don't want to run into like a turn 1 Dak Faden or anything like that. Hopefully he's just got a land and that's it. Okay, so that's fine. And if we draw a Sol land here, we're in pretty good shape. So we didn't get a Sol land. And unfortunately, I don't even think we can play the Thorn here. I mean, we could, but it puts us that much farther away. So I'm just going to pass turn here. It's not ideal, but next turn we'll try and get a Tangle Wire down. And if that fails, we'll see. Lowstone Golem would also be good at some point here. So looking at this hand now, I'm obviously not overly impressed with it. It's we have no real threats. We've just got lock pieces, and we're pretty vulnerable, I think, to you know, to it just dying. So let's see what happens. Goblin Welder, geez. Goblin Welder is a great card against us. Was not expecting to see that. Okay. Well, let's hope we draw a Sol land here. Oh, we did too. Jeez. Okay. So we got really lucky there. We obviously have to get the Crucible of Worlds in here. And just hope that this thing hangs around, and we'll just take his blue source. And, you know, hopefully he doesn't have any blue sources here. I mean, that's the bottom line, is we just got to try and hold him off here. And, you know, if we get Tangle Wire into play next turn, I think we're in decent shape. Him getting that Sol Ring was pretty good for him. We just have to hope he doesn't have any blue mana, and we can tie him down with a Tangle Wire until we can get into one of our threats where we can use our Cavern of Souls to get things going. Okay, so he's got an Ingot Chewer, which is really good. He's probably going to take our Crucible here, would be my guess. Yeah. And that is a fair play. And now he can actually toil around with our stuff, no problem. Oh, wow. Tinker. So we're done here. He's got a Mere Battlesphere. Whoa. So I think that's the end of our tournament here, guys. I don't know what we can draw that gets us out of this. I mean, that Mer Battlesphere is going to just finish us off in no time flat. And yeah, I mean, the Welder just kills us. Yeah, we're pretty much dead here. I think a Worm Coil maybe will help. Actually, Worm Coil doesn't do much either. But playing a Tangle Wire does nothing with an active Galdem Welder in play. Well, it was long, hard-fought tournament. We ended up going 4-2, which is a little bit sad, but yeah, you can't win them all. Intact Faden. Okay. All right. Yeah, rating right down. Jeez.